Here we go. D4. Jean-Marcel. D5. Queen's Gambit. Queen's Gambit declined. Oh, look, we have identical ratings. Okay, I'm just going to develop. Oh, he plays the semi-Tarrasch. In that case, you can take here. Let's see, if I take this pawn, he can take my knight. I can take his queen. I don't especially like that. I could take the knight and he could take with the pawn or the queen. Oh, I know what it is. You play e4 here, kick the knight. Force him to take, and then you get a pawn here to take back on d4 with. Knight takes knight is pretty much the standard move. I don't know why he's hesitating here. This is not a unusual move, this e4. It's part of the main line of the semi-Tarrasch. Maybe he's not used to people who know that. Leaves you exposed on the queen side here, so he can deliver the checks. Yes, he can do this. But you do have more center presence with these pawns. Let's see. Well, I could kick the bishop immediately. Force him to take. Actually, he doesn't have to take, does he? He can go to c3. So I should develop, right? That's a good developing move here. Maybe bishop here. The knight defends the bishop, so I can castle. If he takes and I don't want to trade queens, which I think I don't, then I can take back with the knight. And now this queen maneuver hasn't really done anything for him except undefend this pawn. It's true. Well, I could put my knight back here, maintain my grip on the center. I could push the pawn immediately. The knight has to move. Then I can take here. Let's think about this. I push, his knight will go here or here, I guess. I take, he can take back with the pawn or the bishop. Oh, you know, I push and his knight goes here, then I could, he could also take back with the knight. But I could move my knight with a tempo. Let's move the knight first. So I'll cover this square so he doesn't have the option of playing here with his knight when I push the pawn. Now I push the pawn. It's pinned, so I'm not really threatening the knight. He takes anyway. Queen here to unpin. What if he puts his knight here? Push again. Bishop there, I see. So that also brings an extra defender there, doesn't it? So I'd like to unpin with tempo, but I don't see a way to do that. Queen here, he just takes. Take back, rook takes, or queen takes. I can take this pawn. Kind of turns into a whole lot of nothing, doesn't it? I guess he should take with the queen. I'll take here, and he could put a rook here. Keeps the 2 rooks on the back rank, so he can put a rook there. Chase my queen here. Yeah, the knight will be covering this square. Yeah. Still, I should grab the pawn. Yep, as predicted. Can't take this pawn because the knight covers it. Can't go here because the knight. Could have gone here. Let's see, if I had gone here and he put the rook here, and I run back here. That's not bad. I kind of wanted to get my queen to this square so I could put a rook here, opposing his queen. But, well, with my queen here, he can do rook here. Oh, he does rook there. Aha! So is he trying to tie down my queen here? Let's just push the pawn forward one. His queen can't enter here because of my knight. I can bring a rook here. A little bit dangerous to leave the back rank. He decided to give some Luft. Give some space to his king. Now I can put a rook here. He can put a rook here. So he can take here with check. So I do that. I put the rook here. He takes a check. I take back. Then he can move the queen with check. So that's not good. I have to take. Well, then I can take this pawn, I guess. He's got a loose rook there. Something to keep in mind. The knight was defending this pawn. So he moved that knight just to lose a pawn. So he can do that. But what if I go here? Where is he going to go? My queen's already defending this pawn. and the rook and the king, so it's not a problem. He seems to be trying very hard, but I don't understand exactly what he's doing. Yeah, I mean, this is adequately defended. But I can't leave the back rank, so I might as well go back here, right? Is there a check? So check there and there. Let's go here first. Queen takes. You know what? There was an issue maybe of putting the rook here, but I would just take it. If he had moved the rook here and then here, that would be something. Okay, so I can go here with check and then here with check. And that wins his rook, right? It doesn't win his rook. It doesn't win his rook. Too bad. Too bad. Okay, I'm hitting this pawn. Okay, I take the rook. Oh no, I take the queen. He takes back with a pawn. I attack the pawn. He takes my pawn. I can't actually take his pawn because I have a issue with. Oh, I'm gonna lose on time, huh? Got to start moving fast. I have a back rank issue. Maybe it's time to give my king some space, some Luft. Get my queen behind the pawn. Get his rook behind the pawn. So just go here and here. I think this is winning, unless he's got a perpetual. Through the checks, but he didn't do that. I can force a queen trade here. Yeah, this is what I thought he might do. He can check there and there, but actually he has no follow-up at this point. Queen defends here. Yep. I can go here. Should have moved my queen here first. Okay, he lost on time. Here, just to show you what I should have done. See, after I played this move, he has a chance to get on this diagonal. He can't get on that diagonal. Okay, I was lucky. A little more precise, so I think, is to put my queen on this diagonal here. So he's not. Well, then this is vulnerable. But okay, he moves the king, and I move the pawn. He could attack here then. So maybe the way I did it is okay. Keep control of this, and then he moves the queen or the king. I'll still be able to check and queen. And with two queens here, I should be able to defend against any perpetuals. So pretty Pretty clean win, I think. Here, let's play another game. Let's play a rapid game. Crazy Rook. E4. I'll play E5. You know, classical game here. Ruy Lopez even. Nice. Okay, so yeah, bring the knight out first. That's the order I'm trying to remember. And then play here. And then bring the bishop out. This is the Neo-Archangelsk variation. And he just played d3 without even thinking about it. I should play d6. Open up my bishop. I'm just questioning if I have time to castle. If he takes, take back here. Doesn't seem to work. After I castle, he's got to do something about this bishop. Actually, I could take this bishop now, huh? Can't go here. Can't go here. Can't go here. Yeah. He didn't bother giving this bishop a retreat square, which is why you play c3 in these positions usually. Now I can castle here. I could play bishop to e6. Hitting his queen. Bishop e6, the queen moves, and then play h3 so the knight can't come in. Bishop e6, he pushes the pawn. I still have time to play h3. Yeah, let's get this free developing move. I don't want the knight coming in here and making me move the bishop again. That's why I'm interested in playing h6. And that also stops the pin, so he's still not pausing to think. He thought a little bit when I attacked his queen, but other than that, he's not thinking. This creates a real weakness here. And, well, we'll just look for the opportunity to exploit that. If I take here, this becomes undefended. Let's castle before I engage in any expeditions. Yeah, this kind of thing. So that means I might have the opportunity to take advantage of this weakness here. Take once first. Takes back. I'll just drop back here. Ah, he can win a pawn here. He can. So I should have taken. Yeah, I knew there was a reason why you take. Let's take. We will take now. Okay. That is a loose knight. Here, 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 here. All these squares are taken, so it'll go back here. Then, yeah, I want to get this. He could also bring his bishop out. Let's put the rook here. Maybe I'll try and get this pawn back. And if he brings the knight over to defend it, then I can bring my queen out, hitting this knight. without worrying about a bishop there. Ah, so he doesn't mind chasing my queen over here. So threatening to take on h3. If he takes my bishop, I'll take his knight. If he moves the knight, I can retreat. Okay. Can I still take on h3? I take, he takes. Take with the queen, and I'm threatening to bring the knight in. And I have my bishop on this square already. You know, I think it's looking pretty good. This might be a short game if this is a bad sacrifice, but let's try it. He has no pieces around his king. It's one of those signs you look for. We can look at this after the game with the chess engine and see if it's a valid sacrifice. But after my queen is here, his king has no moves, and the knight can go to this square. There's no piece that can stop it. He can't move the pawn because this is still pinned. The power of the bishop here. It's in this variation, the Neo-Archangelsk variation. This is a strong piece. Often comes into tactical play. That's what I like about this. Line. So probably should bring his queen around somewhere. Ah, bring the bishop there. Okay. So knight here, threatening the check here is pretty deadly. If he puts the bishop here, I can just take it because the pawn is pinned. So I still think knight here is the move, unless knight here is a move. Is it the same? Now this is better because it also threatens mate. So if the bishop retreats in a different direction, I will have the mate threat. So knight there is best, I think. What I'm thinking is that if the bishop moves off of this diagonal anywhere here or here, then this is a mate threat again. Nearly. Actually, I'm not sure that's a mate threat because he can walk out here. Yeah, it's just dangerous. But okay, put the knight there. Yeah, that's what I said. It might be a short game. What can I do here? So the bishop is loose there. So I take here, king takes, I go here with check, this bishop blocks. Bishop here, bishop takes, knight here, bishop takes, king here, or queen here, check. Look here. That is too bad. Let's force the knight to move. Unfortunately, everywhere it moves to, it can also come back here. But if it moves, I can put my queen here at least. Anyway, this has the advantage that I forced my opponent to think. He's starting to use time on the clock. But has a disadvantage that I might lose. Ah, so now he plays the rook there. Let's think about this. So if I take the knight and he takes my queen, do I have anything? I think I have to move the queen. And unfortunately that means I can't put something on this square. Let's move the queen here so the bishop can't attack it. And the knight can't attack it. And his bishop still has to keep control of this square, I guess. So where's his knight going to go? After the knight moves, I might be able to take this pawn hitting his bishop. Let's see, he could go here, check, I take back. If the queen takes my rook, then I have rook here, check. Looks pretty devastating. So he'll just move the bishop, I guess. Keeping it on this diagonal. Boom, boom, boom. He could put it here. Or here. Then I go check. Yeah, there's still potential for me in this position. It's just dangerous when you leave your king completely by itself. And when it all depends on where your opponent's pieces are. Okay, so he went there with the knight. Looking to go here, I guess, and harass my queen again. Oh, okay, if I take the rook, then he's going to fork my queen. Interesting. How about pawn here hits the rook. See where his knight goes. He is managing to get his pieces back into play. If he moves the knight here, I can bring the queen over here anyway. But then he can put the bishop here, and then I can take it. This is still hanging. Yeah, I like the idea of taking here, just keeping him busy. So he defended that way with the rook. Oh, but this is defended now, huh? So he's pretty clever with his defense. Now, yeah, I want to take that knight, and it's just so I get the rook in here because he has to take back with a pawn, but it's not mate. It's check. King just steps up. There's a check here. That's about it. Okay. How about moving the knight? I move the knight with tempo. It hits his rook. My queen's hitting his rook. So, yeah, he did that. I thought he was thinking about moving that knight there to attack my queen, but he wasn't thinking about defending his rook. Well, yes, like I said, we can see afterwards if that was a valid sacrifice. This was obviously just a blunder. He might have been okay at that point. He'd been wanting to move the rook there. I mean, he'd been wanting to move the knight there, and he couldn't do it as long as my knight was here threatening the check, because the knight there would block his bishop. So he waited until I moved my knight away, and then he moved his knight there. But he neglected to notice that I was attacking. Okay, so just keep attacking. Go here, he can take it, I guess. But yeah, it opens up this. I want to open this up. And notice that his queenside is still not developed. That's what you want from your attack. You want to keep your opponent so busy he can't develop his pieces. Okay, I think I'll take with the rook here because I want to get to the back rank. He can play here with check. He can move his knight here with a fork, but he can't actually because I'll take here with a queen or move my queen with check. So it's not a problem. This knight is still not coming out. And he can't move his queen away from this square, right? He needs to keep this defended. Which means I should be able to get my rook to the back rank. You know what he could do? He could put his queen here. Well, then I could put my rook here. Yeah, I think this is all over for him. No way out. There's also this check, huh? Depending on how he plays. And this one, excuse me, and this one, and this one. Just too many threats. Okay, what should I try first? Just that one? He resigned. Okay, yeah, he could have. Let's go to the analysis board. And first of all, I was thinking his best try was probably here, see if he could force some trade. Do I have a good answer here? Just check and take. Oh, I can take with the bishop. That's pretty good. Actually, and let's turn on the engine, see what is. Let's back up. A mate in 2. 13. So, okay, he has to take the rook. But say he doesn't take the rook and plays here. Then the mate is check here. King runs here. And then, oh, check here. That's pretty simple. Okay, so mate in 2 there. So he had no good answer other than giving up the queen. Here, let's turn this off and back up to some interesting points earlier in the game. Yeah, so here I'm just a pawn down, I think. But is it really that bad for me? Because he's neglected his development. It's actually better for black, even though I'm down a pawn. That is interesting. Okay, because he's done all of this. And then he played here. Let's turn it on and see if it likes the idea of taking. Bishop takes h3. Top choice. Look at that. And that's what I played. Okay, so that was good. Let's turn this off and go to the next point. I'm sure I messed up here somehow. Well, actually, this is all, yeah. So at this point, he gives up the rook. So let's see what his best alternative is. It's all over. Even I can win after that. See, it's only -3 here, but it's still winning for black. So it's recommending moving the rook here or moving the king up or bringing the knight out. Probably bringing the knight out is best. And then I should go ahead and take this pawn anyway. Oh yes, because when he takes back, I can take the here. No, he can't take back. Let's back up. So the idea is back up before that. Before queen takes knight. So he brings before queen takes rook. He brings the knight here to protect the rook, but the knight can't also defend the pawn, right? If knight takes, then I just take. So he can move here, then I can take it. Then he can take with the bishop, and then I can centralize my other rook, and I'm just ahead. He's finally he's a whole piece up, but I have 2 pawns for the piece, and his king is still exposed. Even if he manages to unravel, I still have a winning attack here. I think that's pretty interesting. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you next time. Bye now.